Welcome to Singapore Polytechnic's inaugural Virtual Parents Forum. While the Parents Forum had been the main highlight at SP Open House for many years, this is the first time we are conducting it virtually. I used to be able to meet parents at our annual open house face to face. As much as I would like to do that with you now, we are all constrained by the circumstances we are in these days. Nevertheless, we are undaunted and so have planned this event virtually. Why? Because it is so important. We want to ensure our prospective students and parents, like yourself, have all the information and resources you need to make an informed choice. This year, we have prepared a video to share with you how SP is keeping pace with the changing world and how we are continuously delivering the most relevant education for our students. I hope you have the opportunity to watch the video. In a few moments, my colleagues will be sharing how the various courses that we offer at SP will position our students for their success in the future. Feel free to engage us. Ask any question that will help you to make an informed decision. Thank you, and I wish you a fruitful time exploring SP's Virtual Open House.
Hi everyone, and a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Jenny, and I'll be your host for this session. We are from the School of Computing, in short, SOC. We thank you for your time in letting us share our course information to you. If you have any questions, you may scan the QR code flash on screen now, and we will answer it at the Q&A segment. Now, first and foremost, let's see a video on the various admission exercises that are applicable for entry into polytechnics, followed by our SOC school video.
Farhan, Jill, and Derek are graduating soon and are interested to enroll in their dream course at Singapore Polytechnic, or SP. Are you also interested to join SP, but unsure of where or how to begin? Don't worry, let's join Farhan, Jill, and Derek to find out more. Farhan will be taking the GCE O-level examination this year. He loves maths and is always curious about how virtual assistants such as Siri work. Farhan has set his sights on SP's diploma in Applied AI and Analytics. Farhan, you are eligible for the Joint Admissions Exercise, or JAE, conducted in January. During the release of the O-level results, you will receive Form A, which contains your examination results, aggregate scores, and the course codes of all the courses that you are eligible to apply for under JAE. SP courses are listed with a prefix S. Admission to Polytechnic courses is based on meeting the minimum entry requirements, the net EL R2 B2 aggregate score, and the available vacancies. The EL R2 B2 aggregate score refers to the GCE O-level results for English language, 2 relevant subjects, and 2 other best subjects. Farhan has a co-curricular activities grade of excellent. Well done, Farhan! This enables you to deduct 2 points off your raw EL R2 B2 aggregate score. Farhan, are there other courses that you are interested in? You can list up to 12 choices in the JAE Internet system. I know, it's not easy to choose and rank 12 choices. Let me guide you along. As JAE is a merit-based exercise, it is important for you to select your courses carefully. The order of how you list your choices is important. Do utilize all 12 choices. For the first few choices, list your dream courses, even if you do not meet the previous year's JAE range of net EL R2B2 scores. Remember, this range of aggregate scores is just a reference. For the last few choices, indicate courses which you are confident of securing based on the previous year's JAE range of net EL R2B2 score. These courses should still be of interest to you. The JAE posting results will be released through SMS and the JAE Internet system. Jill, on the other hand, will be taking her GCE Normal Academic Level examination this year and has been doing well in her studies. She loves interacting with people and would like to enroll in SP's diploma in Human Resource Management with Psychology. Jill, you sound like the perfect candidate for the Polytechnic Foundation Program, or PFP. This is a one-year program for top normal academic level graduates from MOE schools. Instead of continuing with your O-level examinations in Secondary 5, you can join SP's PFP in preparation for your pre-selected diploma course. When you enroll in this program, you will be offered a provisional place in SP. You will need to pass your foundation year modules to progress to the first year of your diploma course. PFP applications will open in mid-January on the same day the O-level results are released. You will be issued Form P if you are eligible for PFP. Jill, to be eligible for PFP, you need to score a raw EL/MA B3 aggregate score of 12 points or better for your GCE NA level and meet the group eligibility. EL/MA B3 is the combined aggregate score of English language, mathematics, and 3 other best subjects. Since the Diploma in Human Resource Management with Psychology is under Group 2 of the list of PFP courses, you would also have to fulfill the minimum subject requirements under Group 2. You can submit up to 5 PFP course choices in the application. Results of your PFP application will be released on the application website. Derek is a higher NITEC student in his final semester at ITE. He loves watching movies and is fascinated by the cool visual effects in action films. He is currently studying higher NITEC in visual effects and would like to enroll in SP's diploma in media, arts, and design. Derek, you should consider enrolling in SP via the Joint Polytechnic Admissions Exercise, or JPAE, which is conducted in February. To be eligible for JPAE, you need a relevant ITE qualification with a net GPA of 2.0 and above. For NITEC students, a relevant ITE qualification with net GPA of 3.5 and above is needed. CCA bonus points can also be used to improve your GPA ranking for admission consideration. For the JPAE, you may select up to 8 courses of your choice. JPAE posting results will be released on the application website. I hope you now have a better understanding on how to enroll in SP to pursue the course of your choice. SP has many admissions exercises available to learners of all ages. Besides the ones featured here today, there is the Early Admissions Exercise, or EAE, in June for graduating O-level students, ITE students, as well as working adults. There is also the Direct Admissions Exercise, or DAE, for working adults, students with international qualifications, GCE A-level holders, and those who wish to pursue the Diploma in Nautical Studies. Do visit our DAE webpage for the application dates. If you are posted to SP, you will receive an email with the enrollment instructions. For more information on admissions exercises, please visit our SP page below. We hope to see you soon in SP.
Now, if you're going to ask me what's the future of ICT, I think it's very exciting. The world is changing and it is so dynamic, and I bet today a lot of entrepreneurs will be looking at a lot of things using ICT, because ICT will be the disruptor and enabler of the future. There will be a big demand from upstart companies, and if you really want to enjoy, working in a dynamic company, you have a lot of exciting companies. There's called Google, it's called Amazon, and of course we have a few homegrown ones today. So if you like challenges in this ICT line, take it up.
IT itself is actually agnostic to all industries. So all industries can actually hire our students. When they graduate with our diploma, they also can pursue a higher education. We do have our flagship course, which is our Diploma in Information Technology, and two signature courses, which is our Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics, and certainly our Diploma in Infocom and Security Management. The other reason is certainly because of us lecturers. We consider ourselves very experienced, nurturing lecturers, very hands-on. We will be with you most of the time in your entire 3 years journey. And a very third important reason is, of course, our dedicated learning facility center. I give you a very good example, which is actually our Cyber War Game Center. Students can actually conduct investigative, offensive and defensive skills, and they can also work in a classroom environment to actually simulate cyber war game centers together with their classmates. So if you have the passion for computing, this is a course for you.
Computing is actually important in the current digital age that we are in, especially in my area of work, where I actually work with a team of developers. Without my experiences in SP, I wouldn't be where I am today. The course was designed in such a way that it covers most IT domain knowledge, from programming, networking to project management. I actually really enjoy the 3 years, and the skills and knowledge that I pick up from my diploma in IT actually helped me in my current work today.
Hi, now I'll share about the IT landscape in Singapore and how teaching and learning supports this IT landscape. Right now on screen, you can see the 3 strategic thrusts that's mentioned in the Infocom Media 2025 plan to enable the Singapore Smart Nation vision. We believe that Infocom Media will provide productivity, growth, and economic competitiveness to businesses. And to nurture such an ecosystem, we need to train and provide training to equip students and the workforce with the relevant knowledge and skills to perform such high-value jobs, which also provides rewarding, meaningful career and will make a difference in people's life. Here are the job posting posted in 2020, and you will notice there are some highlighted areas. And these are the areas that School of Computing provide training for. And they are broadly categorized in 3 areas: the software and application, AI analytics, and cyber security. So with these 3 areas, we have 4 courses to support it. For the software and application, we have the Diploma in Information Technology. AI and Analytics, we have the Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics. And for the cybersecurity, we have the Diploma in Infocom Security Management. And we also have the Common Infocom Technology Program. I'll go more in details. In the first area, we have Diploma in Information Technology, which includes 3 specialized elective tracks. For the Diploma in Information Technology, DIT in short, it equips the student with the core knowledge and skill to develop broad-based information system to support the diverse business needs, as mentioned earlier in the Infocom Media Plan. And all our DIT students basically are equipped in full-stack web mobile development, and after which they will proceed on to choose one of the 3 specialist elective tracks. That could be user experience design, software development, or immersive simulation technology. Next, I'll go to the second area, which is for the Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics, which is also the first full-time Applied AI course in Singapore. So what is DAAA, which stands for Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics? Basically, just now I mentioned about in the Infocom Media Plan, data is capitalized by businesses to actually gain competitiveness. And as we use more and more of that, AI and analytics is applied in things like such as chatbot or even computer-based object tracking in vision. And as this gets in more demand, we need to train the relevant workforce. So for the Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics, we basically train the students in 3 broad areas, and that is to analyze, build, and deploy machine learning and AI solutions for businesses. So these are the 3 broad areas and the individual skill sets needed in these 3 areas. Thirdly, we will go into the Diploma in Infocom Security Management, which uses a cyber war game center to train the students. So why do we need the DISM course, which stands for Diploma in Infocom Security Management? Information is an important commodity. Just now we mentioned about the data, how it's being capitalized. Therefore, it is important to protect the information for businesses. So as reminded in recent data breach incident, as recent as November 2020. So we have to protect the information and to keep it confidential, keep the integrity and availability. And so the students in DISM, they are trained with skills to minimize, to detect, and to respond to all these Infocom security threats. So the DISM also, we use a wargaming approach to teach and train the students. And School of Computing has also upgraded the labs to include cyber-physical security environment to also support training in areas such as the critical information infrastructure. And on top of that, the students also get exposure to gain industry-recognized certification. So the Cyber War Game Center actually use a simulated practice kind of learning environment, which integrates the 3 skill areas, which is on the offensive, defensive, and investigative skill area, as mentioned earlier in the video. And through this wargaming approach, there are progressive levels, which allow the students to gain mastery and to be motivated to carry on and improve their skills. And this also provides an authentic workplace environment so that the graduates can move on and contribute to the workforce. So these are the 3 broad areas, the offensive, defensive, and investigative skill set needed, and the details in there. Last but not least, we have the Common Infocom Technology Program. Now, this program is to allow the students to have time to make an informed decision. It has a common first semester, which the student go through some taster module and some common modules. And we include specially designed modules to allow the students to make that informed decision. And on top of that, we invite Infocom professionals to give talks and expose them to the industry and allow them to make that decision. And finally, we also provide the career guidance so that they can make that decision. So just to assure you that all the freshmen will go through a common curriculum, so they do not lose out to any of the students who are enrolled in DIT, DAAA, or DISM. And here's the timeline a brief timeline you can see what the students go through in CITP. In the first common semester, they will learn all the modules that's needed, that is common to all the 3 courses too, the DIT, DISM, and DAAA. And after the first semester, they will get to choose which course they will want to go to. So why CITP is an alternative pathway, which gives the student time to make that informed decision, and after which they are exposed to all the taster module and what is it like to be in the different courses, and then they make the decision into either DAAA, DIT, or DISM. Last but not least, and I will go through this portion, the last part of my segment in the pedagogy in SP, and these are the few components that make up for the curriculum in SP. And I would like to highlight in SOC, these are the things that the students will go through. For example, flipped curriculum. We believe that the students need to be trained as a lifelong learner. And therefore, we want them to have this self-directed learning. And on top of that, in the infocom media industry, a lot of the skill sets are hands-on, and therefore our curriculum is practical-based, and we try to simulate as close to what the industry is practicing so that students really will be plugged into the workforce. And we also have an alternative pathway, which I'll let my colleague, Mr. Kenny Sia, to elaborate more. So thank you for your time. I've come to the end of my segment. I'll hand the time back to Jenny. Jenny, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Director. Now, to summarize, we have one common IT program and 3 diplomas. The common IT program will stream students into the other 3 diplomas after their selection, coming into semester 2 of year 1. So our 3 diplomas are Diploma in IT, Diploma in Infocom, Security Management, and Diploma in Applied AI and Analytics. Next, let me invite our Deputy Director of Industry Engagement and Student Development, Mr. Kenny Sia, to share with you how we enrich your learning journey to achieve your aspirations. Deputy Director, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Jenny. Hi, good morning. I want to share with you some of the initiatives that we have here in the School of Computing to give you a meaningful, enriching, and holistic student experience. Last year, in January, Minister Ong Hee Kang talked about how the education system, like all other industry, is facing disruption. He talked about industries overseas are investing in alternate pathway to produce the talent that they need. And he cautioned that we must adapt and change, otherwise we may be disrupted too. So here in School of Computing, we are adapting and changing our educational model. We are introducing an alternate pathway known as the Industry Now curriculum. All right. In April this year, our Diploma in IT Information Technology student, all right, they can look forward to join this curriculum in year 2. So what is this Industry Now curriculum pathway? All right, students will do industry projects in replacement of their core IT modules. All right, they will replace as many as 4 core modules. All right, and they do not need to attend module classes, but they will do projects instead. So you may ask, are the students ready for this pathway? Yes, last year, we have 10 students who came on board to pilot this project. 10 students did industry projects in lieu of 2 core modules. They have successfully completed the project, and they also shared that they have learned a lot more beyond the classroom. The student can do it, and we must believe in them and give them this opportunity. And another reason why we believe our students can do it is also because the way we have structured and designed our curriculum. By year 1, students would have coded full-stack software application from front end all the way to back end. They have the skill set to develop a full-fledged software. So they are able to embark on projects in year 2. So in year 2, of course, in semester 1, we onboard them with projects of smaller scale, and then we scale up to bigger scale in Sem 2, and by year 3 to large scale projects. Throughout this time, students have the opportunity to meet up with the client, industry partner, do project discussion, project presentation, and definitely with this opportunity given to them, exposure given to the industry partner, they will know the industry partner, they will be known by them. And this is how we will help to build up their industry network in the industry. By year 3, they would have actually a good portfolio of projects under their belt, industry projects. So during this time, students will need to be self-directed learners, all right? They need to pick up knowledge on the go to fill up the knowledge gap needed in the projects. And very quickly, they will learn to be team players, leaders, and ability to organize and manage their time. All right? So in year 3, they can also aspire to play management role in the Inc. office, helping and mentoring the junior year 2 student. Last year, we actually have collaborated with GovTech to roll out a 1-year program where students work at GovTech alongside with their colleagues at GovTech on industry projects, on the projects that they have, and in replacement of some of the modules here in our curriculum. So next, I want to share with you some of the experiential learning environment we have here in the School of Computing, which we collectively call the SOC Computing Hub. We have the App Studio and the Immersive Lab, where students can work in project groups to develop web and mobile application, design user experience, build immersive application using HoloLens or VR goggles. And we also have the Cyber War Game Center, very first in Singapore, where our aspiring cyber defenders of tomorrow can hone their cyber defense skill through simulated cyber attacks. Then we are also in the process of renovating an AI and Analytics Collab, where it is equipped with a high-performance server. Students can develop AI application and experiment with different models to distill insight from data. And here is our project space for students in this collab. And this collab can actually be transformed into a cyber range for red teaming and blue teaming. All right? And we are also in the process of rejuvenating our spaces, our other classroom. This is one of them coming your way. Next, I want to talk about how we develop our students holistically in SOC. We have a framework called INSPIRE, or ICE framework, Inspire, Challenge, and Empower. So how we inspire our students? We want to broaden their perspective. We have an in-course module, in-curriculum module. All year 3 students will go through this Infocom professional seminar, where they will learn research skill to become cognizant of emerging tech trend. We believe this skill set will help them to stay relevant in the industry, able to sniff out opportunity for themselves and their future employers. And also, students learn to do student-led seminars. And we also organize study trips to local tech company as well as overseas through overseas study trip. Last year, we wanted to organize a trip to Shenzhen, but was cancelled due to COVID. Next, we want to challenge, and we seek always to challenge our students through competition, through professional certification. Our curriculum actually does prepare them for professional certification. And just now I mentioned about the Inc. pathway, where students are stretched to do real-world industry projects. All right, so I just want to highlight some of the competition. This is the Lee Hsien Loong Smart Nation Award. The student leader, Ben, lead this group to develop a portable cyber range to bring cyber security training out of the lab. All right. Next, we have the World Skill Competition. Our students participated and won the cloud computing and the cyber security category. This year, we will introduce the mobile app category. And this is another one, Poly FinTech 100, Collegiate AI Innovation Competition, and Live Smart Singapore Hackathon. All right. Lastly, we also seek to empower our students by honing their organizational skills. Students can join us as SOC ambassadors, where they plan school events, organize school events, and also or SOC club, where they can organize social activity for the student body. They can also join special interest group, and we have also come up with our SOC Scholarship Mentorship Program, or Scholars Mentor Program. Just highlight some of the scholarship that we have here, this one is Defense Science and Technology Agency Scholarship. We also have Singtel Scholarship, IMDA, SG Digital Scholarship. This is our SP Scholarship, very prestigious. And we are also very honored to have 2 PSC scholars, all right? And we really aim to groom more of such talent, all right, to be able to qualify for more prestigious scholarship. So here is our strategy, which we call the SOC Scholarship Playbook, all right, where we seek to help our students, our scholars, build a portfolio of learn, serve, and care value. The students will learn to build a legacy, grow a special interest group in their area of passion, become content creators, and share their knowledge on social media to the community. And they will also learn to serve their community, the student community, by mentoring them, mentoring their peers, rallying them for competition, even conduct school talks. And thirdly, we want them to care for the underprivileged community by partnering on a longer term with one social service partner so that they can bring impact on a longer term. And with this, I conclude my session. I want to pass back the time to Jenny.
Thank you, Deputy Director. So, you have just heard about the new learning spaces, the innovative pedagogy of Industry Now, the ICE framework of Inspire, Challenge, and Empower. In SOC, you can get to experience the different learning pathways. My next 2 speakers are students and alumni who will share with you some insights. First, may I introduce you to Cherise, who's a current student. She will share with you why she chose SOC and her learning journey so far. Cherise, hi, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jenny. Hi, everyone. My name is Cherise Tan. I'm a current Year 2 student in SOC with a specialization in data science and AI. So, a bit about myself. I directly entered SP in 2019 through the JAE exercise with zero IT background and experience. But despite that, I studied hard and I still managed to get the Director's Honour Roll at the end of my Year 1, which gave me more confidence in my abilities and skills and spurred me to join more competitions and events moving forward. I also applied for and got accepted into the SUTD SPSA program, which gave me the opportunity to experience 2 university modules in physics and mathematics respectively, as well as early admission to SUTD after I graduate SP. So considering that I had zero IT experience, why did I choose to study IT in SP? Well, the main reason is that when I was in secondary school, programming and IT was like magic to me. With only a few lines of code, you can do anything you want to. You can create websites, you can create software and program that drives many of the electrical gadgets that all of us have today, like laptops and mobile phones. I wanted to understand IT. I wanted to understand the magic behind all these programs, and that's why I chose to study IT. And in SP, I learned that programming was really all about logical reasoning. You need to ensure that each line of code that you have, they serve a purpose and that they are not redundant. And this helps you to create softwares and programs that are applicable to our current society that can do whatever you want to, that contain elegant and clean code. In SP, I had many experiences and many opportunities to learn, to grow, and to improve. Every day when I come into class, when I come into school, I have practical lessons. And in fact, ever since I entered SP, I don't think I have gone a single day without coding something, whether it's for my personal projects or for my school assignments. And as I said, after I got the Director's Honour Roll, I decided to join more competitions and events. And the fact is that if I wasn't studying in SP, I don't think I would have even heard of these competitions or events, much less register and join them. More importantly, in SP, what I feel that I've taken away the most is the ability to take charge of my own learning. For example, in one of my favorite modules, Full Stack Web Development Project, we were given a brief at the start of the semester, more specifically, literally at the first week of the semester, and afterwards we were given free rein to do whatever we wanted, to do our research and to come up with any charts or features or components, as long as we could give a final submission that followed the assignment brief and contained any features that we had to provide. So I've come to the end of my speech. Thank you, and I hope that this talk was informative. And I also want to introduce our next speaker, who is an alumnus of SP. His name is Clinton, and he actually started a company when he was in SP through our Entrepreneurship Center spin-off. He has since graduated, but he is now back to share how his experiences in SP and SOC has shaped him to be the person that he is today. Clinton, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Cherise. Hi, everyone. I'm Clinton Lee, alumni from Singapore Polytechnic, School of Computing. Growing up, I was disruptive as an at-risk youth. Now, I'm disrupting the maritime and real estate sector. 6 years ago, I was in your shoes, considering which polytechnic to join and which course and diploma to pursue. This was a difficult decision, but after a long consideration, I decided to join Singapore Polytechnic to pursue diploma in business and information technology. This turns out to be one of the best decisions that I have made. Let me share with you why. Before joining SP, I had zero programming background. I was worried about the programming modules that I'll be taking in school. However, I knew the importance of technological advancement and how it is the future. And in order to pursue my passion for business, I needed to pick them up. In my first year, I struggled badly to pass my programming modules. While looking at my classmates with IT background, excel and pass with flying colors. About 6 months in, I was devastated. I even thought of transferring course to business just so that I can do better in exams and enter a university of my choice. I decided to seek advice from my lecturer and mentor, Mr. Nilesh Bhatia, and after a long chat with him, he encouraged me to stay on course, as well as to face the challenges and to pursue my passion in entrepreneurship. I am glad that I did. In my second year of Singapore Polytechnic, I started my blockchain startup, Orama, that seeks to disrupt the maritime bunkering sector. It wasn't easy. It was full of challenges along the way. However, with the strong support from SP's Entrepreneurship Center spin-off, as well as the school ecosystem, the project kicked off and we managed to receive funding even before graduation. Over the years, I've managed to place highly at business competitions and eventually representing Singapore in the Alibaba Global Finals in Hangzhou, China. In 2018, I also had the wonderful opportunity to deliver the graduation speech during my graduation as the valedictorian speaker. I would have never thought that all this would be possible. After graduation, I continued to venture into business and launched my second business venture, #Asia, which is in the digital marketing for real estate that seeks to empower real estate professionals to tide through the pandemic. All this would not have been possible without the knowledge as well as the strong support from the school. If you are looking for a holistic and strong academic development, I can assure you that you are at the right place. I hope to see you soon, and thanks for tuning in for my sharing. Next up, we have the Q&A session after the video. Thank you.
App Studio is a software development environment focusing on creating UI or UX design, web and mobile apps. Here, students are able to work freely in groups, plan their project schedules, and hold discussions. The studio provides conducive space for students to develop projects, including live industry projects.
The Immersive Lab is a design studio specializing in advanced software capabilities to simulate immersions into the virtual and augmented worlds. Students develop immersive VR applications to tackle industry requirements and problems.
Project Inc. is an exciting alternative IT pathway that stands for Industry Now Curriculum. In this program, it provides our students a software development environment to ideate and build Industry 4.0 solutions from mobile to web for real industry clients. Working on industry challenges, our students in Project Inc. will continuously stay relevant to modern technologies and graduate with a suite of software development competencies.
During this project, I had to work on 2 client-based projects as well as 3 other modules. This made me realize how to work more efficiently.
This project, what we did was we self-learn everything and we developed based on the client's need. So I think one thing that I've learned or benefited the most is self-learning.
The Cyber War Game Center was designed for the training of the Diploma in Infocom Security Management students. Students get to hone their cyber defense skills through scenario-based simulated cyber attacks as they strive to be the cyber defenders of tomorrow, which is the tagline in the logo for the diploma, which was designed by the students themselves.
The AI and Analytics Collab is a specialized laboratory designed for development of analytics model and AI application. Equipped with a high-performance computing server, students can develop deep learning applications and experiments using different techniques to distill the hidden insights in big data.
Welcome back. This is the Q&A segment, and if you have any burning questions, there is a pigeonhole URL at the bottom of the screen that you can see, and do enter your questions at the URL provided and the passcode when you're prompted to do so. Okay, we have a good panel, academic staff as well as the students and alumni. So we have a first question. Thank you for the question. The question is asking about exams and assessments, right? So is there any exams or group assessment or individual assessment for every module? Let me get Boon Yuan to answer that.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. And thanks for the question for this open house. And yeah, it's quite a common question. So regarding exams, for the modules in general, there's about 6 modules that the student will take every semester. And the percentage of, let's say, exam-based kind of module is less than 40%, since I've mentioned earlier on that our modules are mainly practical-based, hands-on. So which is why the exams doesn't take too much of the modules itself. Yes, there's also assessment-based. I think you're referring to in-course assessment. And a lot of it is on assignments, which the students have to perform, or rather to submit the assignments in the module itself. It could be in the mid-semester and towards the end of the semester. So I hope that helps to answer that question. And the other question on individual or group-based, there's a mixture because just as working in real industry, there will be individual work and group work. So there's a mix of that, and we try to in a way help the students to be able to have some teamwork in what they do. So sometimes the pairing could be in pairs. So in year one, there will be some modules that they pair up in pairs, 2-person. And when they progress on, even in final year project, they may be working in groups of 4 or 5. Yeah. So that's a bit on the assignments itself. Maybe we can get the Cerise or even
right. Maybe Cerise can give us some insights on the assignments.
On the subject of whether I have more exams or assignments, mainly the only examinations that I've taken so far are for the compulsory math modules. All the programming modules is more of in-term assignments and assessments that we are given. So we have to brief, and we have to come up with the final project based on the brief that has all the basic requirements and specifications. Group-based and individual-wise, it's a mix of both. Yeah, some projects, whether it's group-based or individual, most of the time it depends on how complicated the assignment itself is. So the lecturers will also understand that we need a minimum of this many people to complete this project in time for the final deadline.
Now for the next question, interesting question, and definitely it's very important information. What is the most useful skill? What is the takeaway coming from a graduation, and how do you apply, and does it apply to your work now? Maybe Clinton can help us.
Oh, thanks for the question. That's a great question. Yeah, I would say that over my years in SOC, there were many important skill sets that I've picked up and learned along the way. Especially the soft skills. So one thing that I recognized about SOC is that even just apart from the strong academics in terms of the technical side, so for example, for the programming modules, right, you learn how to code, you learn how to develop projects, right? But it also focuses on the more holistic side, which is more towards the soft skills. So for example, you have presentations, you have competitions that you can participate and represent the school in. And through all this experience, you can build up soft skills ranging from networking to how to do public speaking, as well as other soft skills. And one of the other important lessons or things or skill that I have picked up that has impacted my life after graduation is actually the learning how to adapt. So in school, you will no doubt as a student, you will face some challenges along the way. Maybe for the programming modules or for the different modules that you are taking. But with the school ecosystem, it allows you to learn as well as to seek for advice and help from the lecturers and to really learn how to adapt to all these different challenges. And this goes a very long way. Because after graduation, no matter what field that you work in, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to dive into the IT industry, challenges will be there. So learning how to adapt is one of the most important takeaways as well.
Okay, thank you, Clinton. So adaptability and the flexibility. And the next question is also for Clinton. And of course, IT is very pervasive in all the industry. So Clinton, could you help to answer or elaborate on why did you venture into the real estate industry?
Oh, thanks for the interesting question again. So for the real estate industry, it has always been one of the more traditional industries. And for real estate professionals, for the agents, they have relied on very traditional marketing methods over the years. And last year, when the pandemic happened, there was the circuit breaker. And because of this, it greatly impacted their sales, right? Because agents were not able to conduct a physical showing of the apartments as well as the properties. So this got me to really apply the skills that I've learned over the years, including the skills from SOC, right? Digital marketing, as well as the critical thinking, right? That led me to apply all this and to start the venture to empower all these real estate agents to transform and continue to strive despite the pandemic through digital marketing and other innovative solutions.
Thank you, Clinton. Okay, thank you for the next question. Our students who enter the Common ICT program, at a disadvantage when qualifying for the INC program? Maybe Mr. Kenny can help to answer this.
Okay, the answer is no. In semester 1, all students will go through a foundational program. Then for the Common ICT, they would have to opt for their diploma by end of semester 1. So they would, let's say in semester 2, they have opted for diploma in IT. The INC program is only open for selection or opting in semester 2. So by then you would have already gotten into your diploma in IT course. Yeah, so you really have no disadvantage at all. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kenny. So there's no disadvantage because the selection is when you are streamed into your diplomas. Okay, the next question, thank you. If I don't have any ICT experience and I want to take a course in SOC, do I have to catch up a lot? Probably I want to direct it to the current student, Cherise, because she, as well as Clinton, and they do not, when they come in, they do not have any coding experience. So, Cherise, your take on it?
Thank you for the question. I think this is very valid. A lot of people do not have any IT experience, any programming experience before they entered Polytechnic. So, personally, yes, there is a lot of catch-up to be done, but there is also the fact that the modules, especially during the first semester, they are all foundational modules, right? So, the lecturers also do not expect you to have any ICT knowledge at all. It's not like they separate you into classes based on whether you EAE or whether you JAE, right? So on the terms of catch-up, you do have to catch up a lot. I did do quite a lot of my own research and my own projects so that I could understand all the little fundamental details, but my lecturers also helped me a lot and they were ready for me when I had any questions to ask. Yeah.
Okay, definitely there is catching up, but we take it one step at a time. The lecturers teaching the students are not coming in from intermediate stage. Everybody will be a basic stage. So the lecturers will gauge from there your learning. Okay, the next question, in applied AI and analytics, that means our diploma in DAAA, will it only teach automation and AI, or will it also teach robotics as well? Bunyan?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question about the diploma in applied AI and analytics. So will you teach robotics? So as I mentioned earlier, the main key thing for DAAA is really to learn the broad skills to analyze, build, and deploy machine learning and AI solution. So we mainly focus on the machine learning and AI portion and also the analytics part. So we do not teach the robotics part, although you can apply the techniques and the concept into robotics so such that the students can actually even explore more in their final year project or even other projects or internship. And which is better? It really comes down to what's your interest, where you're interested in. Are you interested to work on the hardware, the electronics, the robotics part? So it's quite difficult for me to answer which is better, but it's really back to you. Where is your interest area? Yeah, I hope that helps.
Okay, thank you, Bunyan. Okay, thanks, Jovan, for that question. Is there any other? The questions are coming in, and probably it takes a while to load up. Yes. Does the student intake of the course apply to those who take the Common ICT? Oh, so you're talking about the course intake. And then in the second semester, select that course. Yeah, Bunyan?
Okay. Thanks for the question. I also like to take this opportunity to, in a way, direct you to the website, openhouse.sp.edu.sg, and for the course brochure to really understand what you learn in the course itself, and also to the website, www.sp.edu.sg, because the intake size is also published there in itself. Basically, okay, let me just quickly summarize. So for the course intake size, for diploma in applied AI and analytics will be 80 students. And then for the Infocom security management will be 120. And for the DIT and CITP will be 150 each. Okay, and if you're interested, like how many classes that we will offer for the CITP that goes to the individual courses, we have actually dedicated about 2 classes to go to DAAA and 2 classes to DISM, and then 3 classes to DIT itself. Okay, so each class is about 20 students. Yeah, so I hope that helps to answer this. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, due to lack of time, we need to wrap up our Q&A. Thank you all for your questions, and apologies if we did not get to answer all of them. And thank you for joining this webinar. We hope that you have found this session fruitful, and we shall be moving on to the breakout session. So for those who have registered, you would have received an email, and that email has a link to the Zoom meeting. And if you have not registered, do scan the QR code. And for any of our course info, do check out the day.